everybody, welcome to Smellies. This is a bit different for us. This is the first time we've ever been online like this. But we thought that given a lot of you are at home homeschooling your children, that this is a great opportunity to pass on some of our tricks. We're going to teach you how to make an Anzac Day wreath, a really simple version that's achievable for you and your kids. And perhaps while you're making it, you might talk about the Anzac tradition and Anzac Day and what it means. So traditionally wreaths were made using florist foam bases like this one, in either a plastic base or a cardboard base. About a year ago, we decided that we wouldn't stock foam products and we wouldn't create designs in foam anymore at our business. Florist foam is a single-use plastic. It's not biodegradable. It can't be put on your compost heap. It can't be put in your green bin. And when it breaks down and ends up in our waterways, it is really devastating to marine life. So today we're not going to teach you how to make a wreath using florist foam. We're going to teach you how to make one using products you've already got at home to make it a really cost-effective, creative task for you all. So all of you have got the humble coat hanger at home. So might need mum and dad's help here, but using pliers, just unravel the coat hanger and get it reshaped into a ring, just like this one. So you can make your ring as big or as small as you like. I suggest you make it small to start with so that it's an achievable task for your children. And especially if you've got multiple kids, it'll be easier if you start with smaller rings for them. So when you're allowed out on your daily walks, that hour a day, I suggest that you have a look at what's in your neighbourhood, what might be hanging over fences. Today I've got some snips of eucalyptus, gum, and some wattle from my own garden. These are classic Indigenous Australian plants, so we thought for an Anzac Day wreath, these would be perfect. So take a few snips of those as you're walking. I'll show you some other wreaths in a moment using other product that you also might have in your garden. So when you grab your sections, you're going to cut them into lengths that are about 15 centimetres long. No need to tidy them up at all. All you're going to do is grab 2 or 3 pieces of your foliage together in your hand to make little bundles like this. And then you're going to grab either cooking twine or string, or maybe some fine gauge wire that you might have from jewellery making or in your garage or from other craft activities. Even pipe cleaners would work. And you're going to cut those into 10 centimetre lengths, just like that. And then you're going to twist those little bundles together. Now I'm using a product here called bind wire. It's a wire that is covered in paper. So when I add it to the bundles, I just twist it into place and it holds. You might, if you're using string or twine, then you'll have to knot each piece as you go. So what you want to end up with are lots of little bundles of foliage, all bound together like this. Once you've got a whole lot of bundles together, you're going to take your ring and you're going to start attaching your bundles to the ring. So using the string that's already tied onto each bundle, you'll start by just attaching the first bundle to start off your wreath. Get that really secure before moving on to the next one. So that's the first one there. Then working along the ring this way, you'll take your second bundle of foliage and you'll lay it over the ends of the previous bunch so that it hides where that last bunch was tied on. And you'll attach that one the same way you did the first one, making sure that you're hiding the stems of the previous bundle. Just like that. Don't worry about all these raw ends here. Just get that a bit closer there. Don't worry about the raw ends because we're going to cover them as we go. So grab your next bundle and do the same. You're going to hide the previous stems of the other bundle, lay it over the top and tie it on, or if you're using wire, twist the wire. You can see how that's starting to develop already. So I'll keep going here with my bundles, up to the fourth one, layer it over the top, grab my wires, twist them on. So I'll keep doing this. And while I'm doing this, I'll show you, you can see behind me on the wall that I've made a wreath here just using olive foliage. These are from my olive trees at home. That's a really simple wreath to make. So if you wanted the task to be simpler for either younger kids or just to make it simpler overall, then you might consider just using one type of foliage and foliage only, just to make it easier and quicker and to make a much more simple looking design. So I'm going to keep going on here, and then I'll come back to you in a minute and show you how to finish off this wreath. All right, so that hasn't taken me long. I'm nearly at the end of the wreath here, and I'm just going to show you how to finish it off at the end. So with 2 more bundles to go, I think I've probably in total used about 10 bundles like this, maybe not quite. Again, if your wreath is smaller, you won't need as many bundles of foliage. So I've attached that second last one and left a little gap there for the last section to go into. Just make sure that you lift the tips of that first bunch aside so that you don't catch them when you tie them in. Sort of slip them underneath there and then tie it off like you have for all of the others, like so. And then just make sure the tips of that first bunch are covering the ends of that last bunch there. And there you have it. There is a really simple foliage wreath. Now I should tell you that obviously this doesn't have any water source. When these are made in florist foam, the foam is wet all the time. So what I suggest is that you probably only make this a day ahead, either on the day or the day ahead. If you're going outside at 6 a.m. On Anzac Day, then probably the day ahead's a good idea. And what you can do is put this in a shallow trough of water so that the ends are reaching some water, and at least then the stems will stay a little bit more alive for the service the next day. So I'll just pop that up on the wall here. I've just used little 3M hooks here, which are removable hooks. Once you've been outside and you've lit your candle and showed your respects to the Anzacs in some way and laid your wreath, then you can certainly take your wreath and hang it on the door or bring it inside and enjoy it on the table during the day. I'm now going to show you how to make a more advanced wreath for those of you that have different product in your garden or those that want something a little bit fancier.